breaking this extraordinary machine down into its components. We'll uncover its technological secrets. From high-powered traction motors to a reinforced metal protective cab, we'll reveal how this colossal timber-lugging locomotive evolved to rise above all other machines. This giant is the Traxx185. Under this monster train, 4 electric motors, more powerful than 10 Tesla Model S cars, drive 4 sets of suspended steel wheels. A carbon-coated pneumatic arm draws 15,000 volts from an overhead power line, and 26 heavy-duty freight cars, each with 12 telescopic gripper arms, can hold 1,200 tons of timber. These innovations make this train the undisputed heavy-hauling champion of the Norwegian woods. The path to timber-pulling power starts with a highly conductive arm that draws 15,000 volts from an overhead line. Onboard converters adjust this electricity to power 4 induction motors. Their copper coils produce powerful magnetic fields that spin faster than an aircraft propeller. These tug the motors in a rotor around with them, generating enough force to tow a 747. So this train can pull 26 loaded cars from a standing start to 90 kilometers per hour. Beneath this 82-ton juggernaut are 2 flexible steering assemblies that guide this machine along the tracks. 4 steel springs allow each assembly to twist and tightly follow a bend. 2 smaller steel springs at each wheel absorb shocks from bumpy tracks. A hydraulic piston at each wheel soaks up vibrations from the springs. This smart system ensures the train can maintain its speed around a tight bend without derailing. Hanging in front of each wheel is a metal box that can hold 60 liters of sand. A small heating element inside the box keeps the sand warm and dry, even in the cold Norwegian autumn. A compressor, fitted with 2 heavy-duty screws, shoots compressed air into the box to blast a jet of dry sand under the wheels. This gives the train traction even on the steepest, wettest climbs. Inside the factory, a giant debarker machine strips the bark from the tree logs and shreds the trunks into wood chips, which are ground into fibrous strands to make the pulp. The team then mix this pulp with water to create a thick paper base. Finally, the factory's rollers do the rest. They flatten and compress the pulp over and over again to create the finished product.
In many respects, our paper is the best quality paper in the world.
The snowplow is the first line of defense to protect the driver. It can push a wild moose off the tracks without stopping the train. Just above it, 2 buffers with elastic rings can deflect objects as heavy as a small car. A steel cage around the driver is designed to crumple in a predictable way, while keeping a safe survival zone in the cab during a collision with a truck. And a high-strength steel wall protects against sharp objects. Together, these keep the drivers safe from almost anything the journey throws at them. Using the brakes heats up the discs and wears down the brake pads over time. So the driver uses the motors as brakes. She slows their spinning magnetic fields, resisting the rotor's motion, slowing them down. The wheels now decelerate without touching the brakes. The motor uses energy from the wheels to produce electricity. As the train slows down, it feeds this power back to the overhead lines. The mission has been a success, thanks to this machine's 4 1,800 horsepower motors. The high-control flexi steering that allows this train to handle even the tightest corners. The efficient regenerative braking system that maintains momentum without wear and tear on the busiest parts of the track. And the cab's reinforced metallic protective shell that keeps drivers like Sandra safe in the toughest terrain of the Norwegian wilderness. It's these incredible technological features that allow this timber-hauling freight train to rise above all other machines.